Ashika Tamang becomes a symbol of humanity during the Gen Z protest against anti-corruption. For some who may not know much about Ashka Didi, this video is dedicated about who is Ashika Tamang, and let's get to know more about this unsung hero of Nepal. Where we needed celebrity and popular influencers to talk about the anti-corruption, there are only a handful of these social content creators who talked about it and voiced out when many were hiding in their houses, being silent, like Miss Nepal's. We have Ashka Tamang, who was brave, a social activist, environmentalist, who had the bravery to not only talk about it on social media, but who actually turned up, showed up, and went to the protest for 2 days. Brave Nepali woman who does not have any title, but she wants to make a positive change. For some, she is a superhero, an unsung hero that needs to be heard, and through this video, I want to support her in this venture towards creating humanity and a positive change, regardless of your title. In the harrowing days of the Gen Z protests, when pain and blood filled both the streets and the hospitals, one young woman quietly carried the responsibility of humanity on her shoulders. She is Ashka Tamang. As the cries of the wounded echoed through the hospital corridors, Ashka stepped in where there were no relatives, caring for unconscious youth, mothers, brothers, and strangers alike. She did not seek media attention or praises on social media. She was simply there with food, water, medicine, clothes, and compassion. Already active in social service before the protest, Ashka has been tending to the wounded, supporting grieving families, and providing financial help. She distributed rice, oil, and medical expenses, even buying clothes for patients lying unattended in crowded hospitals where doctors and nurses themselves were exhausted. She became like a guardian, assisting those whose family could not reach and helping deliver messages to the loved ones. Her service was not requested by any institution or political party. It was not for publicity. It was an act of humanity, a voice that stood with the suffering. From Bir Hospital to the Teaching Hospital, Civil Hospital, and others in Kathmandu, Ashka spent sleepless nights moving from ward to ward, offering help as protests raged across the country. Critics once mocked her efforts online, but today many of those voices are silent, replaced with pride. To some, she has become an inspiration as a second god. She even provided over rupees 1 lakh or 100,000 Nepali rupees to the family of Subhash Bohra of Bajang, who was killed after being shot during the protest. From arranging cremations at Pashupati Arya Ghat to tending to the wounded in hospitals, Ashka has spared no effort. Her support has not only been financial but also deeply emotional, becoming a sister, daughter, and mother figure to those lying on hospital beds. To many injured by she has been as vital as medicine. Ashka Tamang has emerged not just as a volunteer but as an inspiration. She has shown that leadership is not about power or speeches, but about action. Her story reminds the society that humanity is not bound by institutional policies, but by the heart. In a time of pain and upheaval, Ashka has proved how one woman without any position or title can touch countless lives. And it's because of people like Ashka Tamang that hope still remains in Nepali society. It was in this atmosphere of frustration that Ashka Tamang, originally from Dhading, found a platform. Tamang first gained attention with her viral video during Dasai, where she tearfully laminated the slaughter of a goat, claiming it had small children. Though initially mocked, the video quickly gained traction and earned her the nickname of Kasini Didi, or Goat Sister. Over time, her online presence blossomed. She amassed over a following of 1.5 million followers on Facebook, positioning herself as a vocal critic of various societal issues. However, activism has not been without controversy, as Ashika became known for protesting against a range of public issues, from parking fees at Tribhuvan International Airport to charging levied on devotees at the Dakshin Kali temple. She also gained attention for her outspoken stance against public urination, creating viral videos in which she approached men who urinated openly, highlighting her efforts to curb these acts of protest often captured media attention, with some YouTubers amplifying her message and further fueling her popularity. One of the most infamous incidents involving Ashka Tamang took place at the Pashupati temple, where she clashed with the police officers in support of the contract employees stagging a sit-in. During the protest, Tamang engaged in verbal altercation with officers, which marked the beginning of her legal troubles. Her increasing confrontational approach, which became a defining feature of activism, set the stage for her eventual arrest. Following this altercation, Tamang was detained in Kathmandu on charges of indecent behavior. The district police range confirmed her arrest, which was based on a warrant issued by the district administration office. they weren't highlighted the necessity of immediate action to prevent the destruction of evidence. Despite resistance and demands for the original arrest, Tamang was taken into custody after a brief standoff. She was subsequently transported to the Metropolitan Police Range Gaushala for further investigation. Social media frenzy. Tamang's arrest quickly sparked a wave of mixed reactions on social media, while some supporters lauded her for speaking out against corruption and injustice drawing comparisons to other popular figures like Rabi Lamichhane. Others criticized her for her perceived disregard for social decency and respect for legal norms. Sociologist Nirmala Thakur likened to Ashka's rise to Lamichhane's, viewing her actions as a shortcut to fame without regard for rules. Journalist Durga Pangani also voiced concerns, noting that in many countries, government employees are treated with respect rather than being publicly confronted. Nevertheless, Ashka's supporters argue that her willingness to challenge entrenched power structure is a breath of fresh air in a system that often exploits the common people. Prakash Thapa, a supporter, believes Thamang's courage to take a stand against this status quo is something many people are afraid to do. Despite her fame as social media activist, Thamang's confrontational tactics and public clashes with authorities have attracted significant scrutiny. Her actions have brought both admiration and criticisms. Both they have also serious legal consequences. Although she claims to have entered the social media independently, her approach has made her a polarizing figure. Deepak Khanna, senior administrative officer and spokesperson of the Nepal Press Council, has raised concerns about the lack of regulation in the media, particularly platforms like YouTube, which have played a major role in amplifying such viral figures. Without a clear legal framework, the rise of influencers like Ashika Tamang could potentially lead to a further chaos with no accountability for their actions. So who is Ashka Tamang? Ashka Tamang's journey has been of resilience. After working for 8 years in different households to support education, she earned a scholarship to studying nursing. She later moved to Germany, married a local German person, and started a family. Despite early hardships, she continued to gain recognition for social work, including sanitation initiatives and charitable efforts under her own foundation. Her foray into acting with films like Sushri, starring Aryan Sikdar, was not well received, but it was the social activism and viral content creation that truly garnered her fame. A society divided. Tamang's arrest serves as a microcosm of the broader tensions in Nepali society. While some view her as a much needed voice of dissent, others see her actions as damaging to social decency and legal norms. The rise of such viral figures raises complex questions about the responsibilities of influencers and the role of state in regulating them. As Ashka Tamang's case continues to unfold, it is a reminder of the power dynamics at play in society searching for new voices to represent its frustrations. Whether she will be seen as a champion for change or a cautionary tale remains to be seen. However, it is clear that a growing divide in Nepali society is far from over, and the search for real change is still very much alive. In a world there is so much corruption happening, especially in Nepal, where politicians care more about their own benefits and their own family than the betterment of the people and the citizens. After living and working as a nurse in Germany, she has seen through first-hand experience when you have politicians and leaders who are there to make a positive change for the betterment and the development of the country. She came back from Germany and she took her own initiative to make a positive. She has been doing this for many years. For some people, her perspective and her technique may be unorthodox. But for many of us who have seen a positive changes through her social awareness that she has advocated, for example, public littering, which we have seen so much changes even in places like Kathmandu. She was recently in Janakpur where cattle were being put next to a highway, next to a street, which was a lot of littering, cow dung, and a lot of things that creates a lot of diseases, which is also hurts the health of the people living in those. She has took part in several beauty contests like Miss Tamang 2012, where she won Miss Popular, and Miss Photogenic at Miss National Queen 2012. Beyond her work in entertainment, Ashka is a passionate social activist, leveraging her influence to champion women's rights, empower youth, promote social justice, and foster community development. Her motivational videos tackle important social issues, encouraging others to strive for a brighter future. I just want to say a big thank you to Ashka Didi. You are a superhero, an unsung hero, and a hidden gem in Nepal for all the Nepali youth and Nepali citizens living worldwide. We need more champions like Ashka Didi who are making positive changes not only on social media but going to those places like Janakpur and small villages and even highways nowadays there are littering and public indecency happening everywhere, that she is out there telling them and spreading social awareness and educating people that those things are not good, while providing solutions to many simple problems. And this is why Ashka Tamang deserves even more support and love. So hopefully through this video, for my non-Nepali speakers, you will be able to understand more about who is the social activist of Ashka Tamang, and please continue to strive for the best and help those people in need. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think of Ashka Didi's efforts and a social, unorthodox but very powerful environmentalist activism that she has been doing. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Please let me know if you also support Ashka Didi as much as I do. Please hit the like button and let me know if there's any video suggestions that you have, recommendation for the future video that I should be doing. And thanks so much for watching again. Like, subscribe, all the good things, and I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. See you soon in my next video.